and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe down below, and without much further ado, let's get on with the video. As you can tell from the title, I am going to be doing an Avengers Infinity War spoiler review, okay? So that does mean I will be saying things that happen in the film, and I'm warning you now, if you haven't seen the film, please just run away from this video. Run from it as fast as you can. Just run from it. I genuinely believe you have to go into this film 100% spoiler free, so if you haven't seen the film yet, please run away right now and come back once you have seen the film, because oh my god. So at the time of me filming this, it is Sunday the 29th of April, and I have seen the film 4 times. Now by the time I actually release this video, I'm going to put up here how many times I've seen the film. It's probably going to be like one more time, I don't know. But I have seen it 4 times currently, and every single time I've seen it, it has just gotten better and less painful to watch, and I genuinely think it is one of the best films I've ever watched in my life. So first of all, I want to talk about the main concept of it, and that is the plot. As a plot of a Marvel film, I thought it genuinely was everything that I wanted it to be and more. Okay, yes, we didn't get to see every single character interact with every single character, but that doesn't matter, because the interactions that we got were so perfect. And to see each of these characters, who in their own right are their own thing, interact with other people but staying in those same characters, was just pure brilliance. Because you had Peter Quill with Tony Stark, like they're 2 big-headed people, and in their own movies they're big-headed, but they don't kind of seem it in a way because they're the only ones that are big-headed, but when you put them together it's like, wow, like this dynamic is great. But to see these characters that we love interact with each other in a way that kind of confirms them into the MCU and like makes them a concrete part of this universe, and it just, I don't know how to explain it, but the way they did it was so good, because it made me like characters that I didn't necessarily like before, and it gave more of a story to characters that I kind of just brushed off before. Like for instance, Doctor Strange wasn't one of my favourites. I genuinely just kind of watched the film and I was like, meh, it's a good film, it's a good film. Doctor Strange is a really good film. But I was like, I'm not really big on Doctor Strange, like, I'm not. My mum loves Doctor Strange, but after watching this film, I'm like, Doctor Strange is such a lad, and he definitely knows everything that's going on, and he is definitely going to be like, lol, tricked ya. But Doctor Strange I now love, and also Thor, hello. Over the past few months I rewatched all of the MCU films to kind of get up to date again and kind of revisit things that I might have forgotten, because obviously when I watched Iron Man I was 8, I think, and I don't think I've watched it since then. Oh my god, I don't actually know. It had been a while, but now I have rewatched all of these films, and Thor 1 and Thor 2, I just didn't like. I just don't like the relationship road they went down with Jane, and I love Natalie Portman, but I hate the character of Jane in the MCU. I just hate it. In the comics she's so good, and then in this universe she's like, just not. But anyway, I didn't like the Thor films, which then kind of made me not love Thor. Like I wasn't a big Thor fan, and I would always like choose Captain America or Iron Man over Thor. But since we had Ragnarok, I kind of fell in love with Thor, and now since we've had Infinity War, I've literally, he's up there. Like I bought a Thor pop vinyl like immediately after watching the film the first time, because he just made it. I don't know what just happened to my voice. But there's one scene, and you guys will all know it, where he's in Wakanda and he jumps up and he goes to bring his axe down on the floor, and like it's just art. Like it's just so beautiful, and he just comes down and like everyone explodes, and he's just like, I am the god of thunder. Screw all of you, Thanos, I'm gonna kill you. Yes. They've just finally showcased these characters that we love in the way they're meant to be seen, and showing them with the power that they have. Like Wanda, we finally get to see be Scarlet Witch and show off her power. I mean, she took on an Infinity Stone, okay? She broke a stone, she broke a part of the universe, okay? She did that, okay? She did that. They're finally showing her for the supreme being that she is, and that makes me so happy, and thank you, and I love it. Yes, thank you. Thanks. Also, just the fact that they had Captain America jump that little, like, stream with Black Panther showcased how strong and powerful Captain America is, which, okay, we kind of had in the past few ones with him running really fast, but this time it showed, nah, lads, he can jump, okay? He can jump really far, he can punch really hard. He is literally just a supreme being. They're just all supreme beings and I love them a lot. And now from watching this film, there isn't a single character that I dislike. Saying that, I didn't ever dislike a character, but I never kind of loved some of the characters. Now I love all of them, and I'm distraught. In terms of the cinematography of the film, because I'm a film student, I have to talk about that. This film genuinely was just beautiful art, just absolute art. Civil War and Guardians 2 are two of my favourite films in the MCU. Guardians 2 for the way it looks and the colours they use and the fact that it introduced colour into the MCU, but then Civil War for its fight sequences and just obviously the Russos directing. So to have those kind of two things pushed together, which we kind of got in Ragnarok, but then this one just kind of confirmed everything in its art and beauty, and the Russo brothers made the most beautiful film ever, and it's so pretty. And the visual effects, hell yes. It's got to the point where they're so good that, okay, I know Thanos was not legit there, not legit fighting them. I know that pretty much the whole film, Tom Holland was wearing a grey suit instead of an actual Iron Spider-Man suit, but the animation and the special effects have got to a point where it's so good that you just don't realise, you just kind of forget it. The only bit where the animation was a bit wonky was obviously when Bruce kind of comes out of the Hulkbuster and he's just like, haha, now you're screwed, because that was evidently special effects, but otherwise it's just like you forget how good effects have got, and it blows me away, okay? It's just so good, and Marvel are doing good things and I love a lot. Yes, I do. Having watched this film 4 times, I have spent the last 2 showings just analysing every second that I can to try and figure out what the hell happened. And from doing that, it kind of made me listen more to the music, and the actual score of the film is just breathtaking. It's so, so good. And the final music you hear when Thanos is just sitting on his little island place and then the screen goes black, it hurts, but it's so, so good. And then when Cap and when Thor rock up and the Avengers theme starts playing, yes. Yes. It's amazing, and I need to listen to the soundtrack now. I really do. Now, the thing that probably most of you have come to my specific video to see is my reaction to the fact that my favourite characters have died. And now the first time I watched the film, I broke down, okay? I just lost it. I started crying at the beginning with, "This is an Asgardian refugee ship," or whatever it says. And then I cried all the way up to the title sequence, because ouch, Loki, did not need to go like that. I'm currently in mourning. And then when Bucky said Steve and left, I was like, sorry, what? No, I'm not having this. And then obviously more people started to disintegrate and I was like, what? And then I just broke down. I just sobbed my eyes out. And then when Thanos sat in his little hut and the end credits started playing, I just kind of went and put my head in my hands and bawled my eyes out. And I remember saying at one point, "This is happy tears," but now thinking back, it really wasn't happy tears. Although maybe it was. I don't know if I was crying because I was upset or if I was crying because we finally got to see art. I think I was just very tired and very traumatized in the space of 2.5 hours, so yeah, I sobbed my eyes out and I felt broken, and then I went to see it again the next day. Twice. Good one, Amelia, good one. I have so many questions and so many theories that me and my friends are like making up and throwing around because they're not dead, okay? First of all, for anyone that is saying that the people that faded are dead, it's just incorrect. Even Marvel doesn't have the guts to keep these characters dead forever. Okay, sure, they could be dead in a sense of they are deceased in this point in time, but there is no way they are staying dead and we're never seeing these characters again. So for anyone that's like, Black Panther just died, he didn't, okay? Or at least not for the entirety of the rest of the MCU. He will be coming back. They have to. They already finished the second film. They have to. Also, Tom Holland needs to win an award for that performance alone, because that is the thing that makes me cry every single time, is Tom Holland's performance in that scene. As for the characters that I do believe are fully 100%, I do believe that Vision is gone as we know it. I do believe Heimdall is gone as we know it. I believe Gamora is gone, and I believe Loki is gone. But again, I don't feel like they're gone forever, but I will talk about that in a theory video in a later time, because I have a lot of theories, as I said, but I genuinely believe them to be dead, but if they need to bring them back for any reason, they have left it so they can bring them back. Because, yeah, Heimdall, I'm pretty sure, is 100% gone. But the rest of them, they can bring them back if they need to, you know? The comedy in this film, it was perfect. It was exactly the comedy and the jokes that I wanted. Like, it felt so real and so funny and so stupid. And like I said in my predictions video thing that I did a couple of weeks ago, was it last week? I don't even remember. It's been a long week. I said about how I wanted Peter just to be confused by everyone, and we got that in a sense of Peter was confused by Mantis and Drax. He was kind of like, what is happening right now? What are we dealing with? Why are there wizards? What is going on? And he just kind of went with it. And I don't know if I cut it out of that video. I need to rewatch it. But I did say I thought Bucky and Rocket would be like best friends. I'll insert that little clip here that I might have edited out of the other one. Also, why do I feel like Rocket and Bucky would be like best friends? So when we got it in Infinity War, that whole little scene with Rocket and Bucky, it just made me so happy, and I think it might be one of my favourite scenes because it's just perfect, okay? It's everything I wanted. But the thing that hurts me is when people laugh at the bubbles, because the bubbles aren't funny, okay? The bubbles are really, really painful. Everything aside, I loved this film because they made a perfect villain, okay? I hated Thanos. I really did. I absolutely hated him when the trailers came out. You guys all saw my reaction. I called him a purple thumb and I hated his guts. After watching this film 4 times, I don't agree with what he's saying. I'm going to say that now, even though he is a completely made up fictional character. I do not agree with him destroying half the universe. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, I think he is such a good villain because of how human he is and how flawed he is, and for the fact that he believes what he is doing is the best for the universe, and he doesn't do it for himself. He does it because he thinks he is saving other people, if that makes sense. Basically, Thanos has every opportunity to kill anyone that he wants. He basically has the universe in his palm at this point, okay? He could have at any point just obliterated Tony Stark. He could have actually killed Drax, Mantis, or Star-Lord in that little bit, but he didn't, okay? He wanted to see how Star-Lord would react to his daughter, because he was like, is he a hero? Is he not? He wanted to know if he was good enough for his daughter, and obviously he was, because it's Star-Lord and we love him. But Thanos had every opportunity, okay? If all Ronan the Destroyer had to do was tap the Power Stone onto the surface and it blow it up, Thanos could have done that at any point, but he chose not to. He chose not to kill anyone because Thanos' main point wasn't to just murder everyone, it was to save everyone. And that is why he's such a good villain, because he genuinely believes what he's doing is right. And he does it to an extent where he kind of is doing what's right. Like, what he's doing is understandable. I don't agree with it in any way, but the way that they wrote him is so good, because you genuinely feel for him, because he didn't want to kill Gamora at all. He just didn't. But he wasn't thinking of himself. He was thinking he needs to save the universe. So it makes him such a good villain because he believes what he's doing is right for the greater good. Like Killmonger, okay? He believed that what he was doing was for the greater good. And just, yes, I take everything back. I love Thanos as a villain now. I hate Thanos, obviously, for disintegrating, like, my favourite people in the frickin' MCU, but I don't hate him as a character anymore. The only thing I really didn't like was the Dark Order, the Children of Thanos, like Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, and then the other guy that I can't remember his name. but I didn't feel connected to them as villains, so I was like, meh, they're not gonna win. Ebony Maw was doing it because he wanted to satisfy Thanos, and he wanted to do the best that he could to prove to Thanos that he was loyal and stuff. So Ebony Maw was like on the edge because like he was actually doing it for a reason, but Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive and the other guy, they just wanted to kill people, it seems. Like there was no concrete reasoning behind what they did other than to serve Thanos, and so I couldn't really relate to them as characters. But the more I watch it, the more I like them as characters, and I really appreciate Proxima Midnight's entire being because she is sass. Plus she's the reason why we get to see one of the best shots of Captain America ever, where he just comes out the shadows with the Avengers music playing and being like, yeah, I just caught your alien stick thing. Yeah. Now the one little tiny thing, the tiny thing that I believe to be a bit iffy, right? Iron Man gets stabbed by his own hand, yeah? He gets stabbed. Now, his stabby sword stick thing goes all the way through his body and out the other side, right? And he is wearing his jacket thing that he can turn into the Iron Man suit. It goes all the way through and out the other side. We get to see it come out of his body. Now, when Thanos walks off to Doctor Strange and has their little time discussion, we do not hear or see Tony Stark take the dagger thingy out of his body. Okay, that's the first thing, which was a bit like, okay, maybe he just did it off screen. But then he kind of fixes himself up, he glues himself back together with his nanotech, which, okay, understandable, I believe that. He never does it to his back, and then in a shot a little while later, we get to see his back, and his jacket is completely intact. Now, this could be a continuity error, or it could be for a bigger reason, or I could just be looking into it too much and I just missaw it. Which is highly, highly likely because I wear glasses, I'm blind, so, you know. That was the only thing that I was a bit like, what's happening here? Am I meant to be registering this as a thingy or not? Because I'm registering it as a thingy. Spider-Man was great. Wanda was great. Vision has a headache. I'm sorry, that hurt me as much as it probably hurt you. There's a lot going on in this film, and I genuinely believe it to be one of the best films I've ever seen, and also obviously one of the best MCU films. I still don't know if I would put it as my favourite. I really need to rewatch them again because they all kind of jumble into one, and I have my favourites, but is this one of my favourites? I don't know. I do have a question, and that is, how the hell are they going to market the next film? Because as soon as we see Tom Holland doing a press junket, also the end credit scene, if you didn't know, it's Captain Marvel. If you didn't know that, you hurt me inside. I forgot Red Skull. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment, and I very much appreciated that. I think me and my friends had a discussion about Red Skull popping up, but it was only like a 5-minute discussion, and I feel like it ended like quite quickly and everyone kind of just ignored it and like forgot about it. So to actually have Red Skull was absolutely beautiful and great, and it's such a good film. I can't believe I have to wait a year to know what happened to Bucky. That hurts, okay? Also, I can't believe we had to wait a year knowing that Groot and Rocket aren't together. The pain I feel. Oh, I don't actually know if I can rewatch any of the Marvel films anytime soon because I just feel so attacked. Like, I want to watch Civil War, but I feel attacked. Oh, another thing I want to say was one of my favourite parts is when Banner and Stark obviously like meet up again, and Banner just hugs Stark, because in that moment my heart broke because I was like, Banner just watched his friend die. Yes, I think that's everything that I wanted to say on Avengers Infinity War. It was great, I loved it, I'm definitely going to be going to see it again. I'm hoping to see it 10 times, at least. I'm going for a record here. Now, while this video was a spoiler review, I do want to do a video with my theories, but I also want to put it out to you guys to offer your theories so we can have a discussion kind of thing. And what I was thinking of is if you have any theories, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter about anything, okay, about anything that you saw in Avengers Infinity War or anything to do with the MCU, anything at all, if you have a theory, comment it down below, and then in a week or two I shall make a Marvel video compiling all my favourite theories together and all the ones that I truly believe, and try and make something out of it. So if you do have any theories, comment them down below and I shall compile that into a video, and obviously I will give you credit if you came up with that theory or if you were the one to discuss the theory. I don't know what's happening. But yes, that is gonna do it for today's video. I'm broken, I am attacked, I am in mourning. Yes, I am. But if you enjoyed today's video and you like what I do here, then please do not forget to subscribe just here. Also click on my previous video just here, and here is a link to last week's video, which was me reacting to going and seeing the film, because I saw the midnight screening and obviously I saw it again and again. So if you want to watch that video, that is there. But until next time, bye!